Masquera say Mure Zimbabwe, welcome to our channel Zim Confessions and Deep Secrets. Kana karike kutanga kukuya paneno channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Kana uchungua garwaka subscriber, don't forget to comment and share this video. As Mure Zimbabwe takugirai nyaya ya netsa mbato Zanu PF nyaya ye wondo irikuitika mo the Zanu PF Youth Department. So the Zanu PF Secretary for Administration NaObert Mpofu vapindira munyaya iyi vachikomenta on recent reshuffles akaitwa within the Youth League National Executive Council, described as the unilateral in violation of the party's constitution. Ndofunga the youth leader wezano pia fatino machekaire vane reshuffles avakaita asina kufadza the deputy leader va John Paradza vataura ivo vachiti ma reshuffles si constitutional zvakonzeresa bongozozo mubato Zanu PF Inzwai musina kurongeka muzanu PF Vonetsana Pachavo. Now the Secretary General NaObert Mpofu vapindira vachiadresa nyaya iyoyi vachitaura ivo vachiti the restructuring process yakaitwa without consulting the National Assembly of the Youth League mure Zimbabwe zvakare the Youth Executive Council nekuda kwekudaro it is not constitutional. Nyaya ikaburitswa neZimbabwe neo mure Zimbabwe vachitaura vachiti the embattled ruling party Zanu PF Secretary for Administration NaObert Mpofu has raised concerns over the recent reshuffle within the Youth League National Executive Council, describing the move as unilateral and violation of the party's constitution. In a statement addressed to the Secretary for Youth Affairs, Mpofu criticized the restructuring process, stating that it was conducted without consulting the National Assembly of the Youth League. The Youth Executive Council was securing ratification from the Politburo or Central Committee. He cited Article 26, Section 332 and 3 of the Zanu PF 2022 Party Constitution to highlight the procedural breach. The restructuring exercise appears to have been implemented without consulting the National Assembly of the Youth League or the Youth Executive Council or securing ratification from the Politburo or Central Committee as required by Article 26, Section 332 and 3 of the 2022 Party Constitution. Mpofu said he emphasized that the Secretary's supervisory powers under Section 88 must be exercised within the confines of the constitutional principles that prioritize democracy and collective leadership. Failure to adhere to these principles, Mpofu warned, could recreate division within the Youth League and undermine confidence in leadership decisions. The restructuring is perceived as unilateral and undemocratic, may create division within the Youth League and erode confidence in leadership decisions, he added. Mpofu also stressed the importance of following procedural integrity to ensure the legitimacy and unity of the party. He called for proper consultation and formal ratification by the relevant party organs for decisions of such magnitude. There is a need to adhere to Zanu PF Constitution, consultation and procedural integrity so as to maintain legitimacy, unity and respect for democratic norms, he stated. The Secretary for Administration recommended that future decisions involving these reshuffles or significant changes to party structures involve thorough consultation and clear documentation to enhance transparency and accountability. He concluded by assuring that the matter would be referred to the party's leadership for further deliberation and guidance. The development sheds light on internal tensions within Zanu PF Youth League, raising broader questions about governance and procedural adherence within party's leadership structures. Domabuditsiro akaitwa nyaya iyi mure Zimbabwe neZimbabwe meo vachitaura vachita zvinomira mushe mavane bongozozo mbatso Zanu PF hamusina kurongeka ava vakungonetsana mure Zimbabwe. The Newsday yakabudo ishtaura pamusoro penyaya iyi vachitaura vachiti the Zanu-PF Youth League leadership is on fire, with the party's National Secretary for Youth Affairs Tino Machekaire at loggerheads with his deputy John Paradza after a shake-up of the leadership announced on Monday. Machekaire announced the League's National Youth Leadership reshuffle when he removed elected National Youth Executive Council members as succession-linked internal fights intensified. The reshuffle has resulted in a tug-of-war between Machekaire and Paradza, with the latter alleging that he was not consulted on the reshuffle. Informed sources told Newsday that the developments were linked to ongoing factional fights within the ruling party over a plot to extend President Emmerson Mnangagwa's term from 2028 to 2030. Zanu-PF adopted the controversial resolution to extend Mnangagwa's rule at the party's annual conference in Bulawayo in October. Mnangagwa has however stated publicly that he is not interested in extending his term of office. But behind the scenes, maneuvers by 2030 agenda supporters, mainly from Masvingo and Midlands provinces, have left the party divided, with national and provincial executive members at odds with grassroots structures opposed to Mnangagwa's term extension. Paradza is reported to be leading the 2030 drive amid allegations that he sponsored activities to mobilize youth towards the agenda. Machekaire, who is also the Youth Empowerment, Development and Vocational Training Minister, restructured the league in line with what he termed this year's National Conference resolution, which seeks to align the term to the 2030 national agenda. Impeccable sources told Newsday that Machekaire, who's taking the back seat, effected the changes to shield himself since Paradza was becoming uncontrollable. These changes are intended to enhance the fulfillment of the Zanu-PF's Youth League's constitutional obligations and meticulous execution of the National People's Conference resolution, he said in a circular release from the party's national headquarters in Harare. The appointed leaders include Tsungai Makumbe, Secretary for Finance, Phineas Makumbe, Commissariat, Philippa Mukoko, External Relations, Munashe Mtutsa, Information, Valerio Makonza, Legal Affairs, and Garikai Zonde, Science and Technology. Paradza took the war to Machekaire by directing youth executive members to ignoring the reshuffle. My office has received several complaints from the affected national executive members who were reshuffled from their positions without proper procedures being adhered to, Paradza said in a letter to Machekaire. I refer to Article 25, Section 33 of the party constitution, which clearly articulates the roles of the Secretary for Youth Affairs. Paradza said he had since written to Zanu-PF Secretary for Administration, NaObert Mpofu, seeking urgent intervention on the matter. I have since written to the affected comrades, guiding them to remain in their position and continue with their responsibilities as mandated by the National Youth Conference of May 2022 until a clear instruction is issued by Secretary General, he wrote. That having been said, as purported, is hereby put on hold until further notice. Machekaire yesterday said Paradza was offside and ordered his deputy to retract his statement of first disciplinary action. In your letter, you made a vague reference to the composition of the Youth League National Executive Council without particularity on the provision you rely on to make your assertions. Machekaire said in his correspondence addressed to Paradza, you will note that there has been no deviation whatsoever from the clear provisions of the Constitution, as no member of the Youth League National Council has been affected by the removal from the National Executive. As head of Youth League, I have communicated the adjustments, as I have been duly guided by my principle in terms of Article 1088(1), 2 and 18, and Article 26, 339, 1 and 4. Meanwhile, the saga has sucked in the party's Matabeleland provincial chairperson, who is in the combined letter addressed to the party's leadership, revolted against the reshuffle. Ndomabuditsirwa akaitwa nyaya iyi ne the Newsday muri Zimbabwe tikaziva kuti munoona sei nyaya yetu zvezva muri kufunga mu comment section.